Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lynn at Cheese and Yogurt Making, and we continue our journey of meeting with cheesemakers from around England. And today I'm delighted to be chatting with Chris at Balcombe Dairy in West Sussex. Good afternoon, Chris. How are you?
Good afternoon, Lynn. Yeah, lovely to speak to you.
And you. I'm glad we've caught up. It is lovely to catch up. So we'll just have a quick snapshot about your wonderful cheeses that you make and how you've started. So yeah, what's your setup there? How did you get into cheese making? What attracted you to starting to make cheese?
Well, it's probably about, I don't know, 10 years ago. I used to be in publishing, and luckily I was made redundant. I actually worked for Michael Heseltine, and he made me redundant, which is actually the best thing that ever happened. So I was a marketeer, and I actually went to do some marketing for a local dairy in Sussex, and a position came up as an apprentice cheesemaker there. So I thought, yeah, that would be great fun to try, and I started making cheese there, and absolutely fell in love with it. I had a lovely mentor who taught me how to make cheese, became head cheesemaker, and then an opportunity came up with a friend who's got a dairy farm on Balcombe estate. Sorry, he's got a farm. He's a tenant farmer, third generation. He's got 350 cows there, Holstein cross Norwegian Reds, so beautiful milk, really nice balance of proteins and butter fats. And he said, why don't you come and have a look at the farm and see if we can get you set up here on your own, which I was really keen to do. And I was actually reading a specialist cheesemaking association newsletter, and they had they always have classifieds, and in the back they had a advert for a cheesemaking unit. So basically 4 shipping containers down in Cornwall, Kennel Vale Cheese, who they were retiring, and within 2 days I was on the overnight train to Truro and went down, and a day later I bought the units. They're all, I mean, it was second hand, but all kitted out to make cheese. They make some lovely cheddar, and sort of about 8 months later after that, we'd sorted everything out at the farm and got it brought up on lorries, and off we went to make cheese. So I'm actually located right alongside the milking parlour on the farm, and yeah, the milk travels about 10 yards, so into my back from where the cows are milked. They're single herd. It's a single herd, so it's pasture based. They're out. All the cows are out in the summer. They're on pasture-based silage in the winter. So, and that was 2019, end of 2019. I started making cheese. So, and then the dreaded COVID hit.
Yes.
About 2 months later.
Yes. How did that pan out for you?
Well, because my sort of business plan was to supply wholesalers. So I was supplying a great wholesaler who I still am working very closely with, the Cheeseman, who supplies a lot of delis and farm shops, but most of his business was to hospitality, and obviously that business went straight away. So I had to for a few months at least, I'd sort of built up stock right at the beginning, because I was relatively happy with where the cheese was going. So I'd built up a bit of stock, and so I just sold it direct, got onto Facebook, got onto Instagram, and just sold it direct, and delivered it in a cold box out the back of my car, and got through that. And then it's been challenging, but I think it's probably put the business in a stronger position and more resilient. So, and now we're hopefully out the back end of that, and now we've got slightly other sort of different challenges, but no, it's going well.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you kind of just hit at a time where it was just but you were new to it anyway, so like you say, people still were buying cheese, and you just sort of
Yeah, yeah,
adapted, and I think everybody did much the same around that time, didn't they? It was
yeah.
yeah, very challenging time.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, the likes of people like Patrick McGuigan, who's an amazing cheese journalist
Mhm.
based in Brighton, and people like Jamie Oliver
Mm.
were fantastic in promoting British cheese, and I think
Yes,
really got it out to the. I mean, they have such a big reach anyway, especially on their
yes,
social media. They actually sort of put British cheeses was on the
mm.
map, but
Mhm.
sort of reiterated that and how
Absolutely.
important it is to shop local if you can.
Yes.
So no,
Yeah.
that was really good.
It did. It made us all think about it, and it's certainly very much on the map now. But yeah, we all started thinking about where does our food come from, and
Yeah,
let's explore our local area. And wow,
yeah,
that did change
yeah,
things for a lot of people, didn't it?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
did. So is it just you? Are you, is it you're on, do
Yeah,
you
so
have any
it's
help?
purely me. So I'm yeah, do everything myself. So I collect on a so the two cheeses I make a blue cheese called Blue Clouds and
Yes.
like a Tom style basic Alpine style cheese called
Yes.
Balcombe. So but predominantly I make the blue because there's the bigger market for that. And yeah, so I make twice a week, so 2 batches, but that equates to with all the things that go with cheese making, the washing up, the piercing, the
Mm,
salting, the
mm,
turning. That equates, so 2 days making is about 5 days work, plus you do the turning at the weekends. So
right.
but I can make about 130 kilos a week. So I'm
Okay.
making about 5 tons a year.
Wow.
So, which is, I mean, it's tiny compared to most cheesemakers, but I can make a living from that. So,
It's wonderful.
no, I'm loving what I'm doing. Yeah, I do miss being part of a team, but just the flexibility of working for yourself is
Yes.
fantastic. And I get
Mm.
through a hell of a lot of podcasts as well. So to keep me
Yes.
comfortable. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah, I get what you're saying. You sort of need that, don't you? It can be quiet
yeah.
at times, but then you can get on, you can do what, is there any plan to try a different type of cheese, do anything else, or?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm pretty much happy with those two cheeses, and I think I'd quite like to make more of Balkan Breeze because I think I really like it, and I
Mm.
only make a small amount now, but
Mhm.
I'm just trying to devise a way where I can actually make more in a batch because
Right.
I'm just fairly restricted with the space that I have. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think at the moment I think I'm happy keeping it, yeah, working just me.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about paying anyone else,
Yeah.
and it's less stress, and just yeah, no, I like it how it is.
And that works for you. Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so we can find you on Instagram. You've got lots of followers on there. We can see all the
yeah,
wonderful pictures that you upload and everything. So
yeah.
where can people buy the cheese? Where can they go?
So
Where's your stock?
yeah, so I work with a number of wholesalers. So in Sussex, I work with the Cheese Man, and he distributes all over Surrey, Sussex.
Okay.
He goes into Hampshire. I work with Moore's Fine Food in Kent, so over
Yes.
your way, and
Yep.
also Curd and Cure. So they distribute over in Kent. I've I've just started working with a chap up in Lancashire called the Crafty Cheese Man,
Okay.
which is great fun. He's a real character. So yeah, I've got some cheese going up to the northwest. Also Aubrey Allen. I work with Aubrey Allen, who are based in the Midlands,
Okay.
sort of out of Coventry. So they take my cheese regularly, and also in Bristol, the Bristol cheesemongers just
Oh
started taking
yes, I
it as
know.
well. And at Christmases, the last 2 Christmases, I've been working with Paxton Whitfield, so
Yes,
which
I
is
saw.
it's a real honour to work with
Wow.
these guys. So Dan Bliss, who's their buyer, yeah, has been they're real champions small artisan cheese producers. So I've had it in Paxton's for the last 2 Christmases, and very luckily they put my cheese forward to be in Fortnum's this Christmas. So the Christmas just gone,
Wow.
I had my cheese in Fortnum and Mason, which was fantastic. I have to say, is such an honour, and yeah, a really proud moment to have it in a sort of the flagship food store of the country. Really, I mean, it's
wow.
So I took all of my family up there, and we went and had a look and had a picture taken in front of my cheese in Fortnum's.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
You couldn't
so,
ask
no,
for any
it's
more. I mean, how did you
yeah.
get into, how did that happen for you then, to get, you know, to launch in there?
Oh, into Fortnum's
Yes.
was through was working with Paxton Whitfield.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
So you're pretty national then. So it's, you know, you can really get the cheese all over. You've got Sheffield, Bristol, pretty much all over.
Yeah,
That's
no.
wonderful.
So but I mean, it's small amounts. It's small amounts, but I think it's quite fun to. My family originally came from Lancashire.
Okay.
So it was quite nice to get it up into the northwest.
I
So
bet it was.
yeah, it's quite fun.
It's wonderful. So if we keep an eye on your Insta page and
Yes,
stuff,
So everybody can keep updated on Instagram. So I do some regular posts. I'm trying to do some more, especially this year. We were a bit restricted during COVID about doing tastings, but I'm trying to get out and work with the shops that, especially the Cheeseman, which are more local to me here. For example, last week I went to Rushfield, to a big farm shop and garden centre, and they had a Meet the Maker day. So I was there for the whole day, and which is really nice to actually, because I'm stuck on a farm in a shipping container, which I absolutely love and love making cheese. But it's really nice to get feedback from your customers and go and actually talk to the end user and get feedback. And
oh, wonderful.
yeah,
What do you do
it makes it worthwhile. It really does.
Oh yeah, of course it does. And like you say, you're actually, people are sampling what you're doing. I mean, it's so rewarding.
Yes.
And what do you do at those days? Are they what's that, you're there and people sampling the cheese,
So just take
asking questions?
So people they can tell sort of a bit of background about the farm, about cows, all that sort of thing, and they can trial the cheese. So
Wonderful.
So I've got a lovely farm that I work with near Uckfield called South Brockwell's Farm.
Okay.
And so they do all sorts of things, but they do quite a bit of asparagus. So in the next couple of weeks, when the asparagus starts coming up, I'll go and do a morning doing tasting, and actually my blue cheese goes beautifully with British asparagus. So just cooked with a little bit of blue clouds melted on top is superb.
Oh,
so
that does sound amazing.
Recommend that. I love my cooking as well. So
yes, well, it all goes together, doesn't it? All pairs together. So it's wonderful. So we can look out for you there. We can check you out on Instagram and keep you updated what you're doing. So congratulations. It sounds amazing, from really what only just started really a few years ago now, at a very difficult
so sort of 3 years. Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've had a really good snapshot. We can all hear how far you've come in a short space of time, and it's been a pleasure chatting with you this afternoon, Chris. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lynn. That's a
Take
real
care.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.